Oh, hello, people. Welcome to stream. Welcome. Arsenal have beaten Mansfield 2-1 in the FA Cup and are advancing through. First things first, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think I was going to go live today, but everything fell into place in such a way that I actually can, which is actually quite fantastic news because I kind of wanted to go live today, especially after yesterday that I couldn't and all this stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. But today on the stream, we're gonna talk about Arsenal versus Mansfield, how it looked, the starting 11, some players that stood out, some players that were not that good. Of course, Arsenal would not be Arsenal if they did not get injuries. That is something unfortunate with Arsenal that could actually put our season actually in a massive jeopardy in all ways, shapes, and forms that you can imagine and you can look at, because Trossard, Calafiori, it's definitely not looking that great. Let's just put it that way. It's definitely not looking that great. But 2-1 win. We got the job done, and at the end of the day, that's what matters, because the first 20 minutes or so were quite ropey. And if Mansfield had a bit of more luck, a bit of more skill, let's just put it that way, they actually could have done some damage to Arsenal, and they could have scored first. So definitely, we're gonna talk about all good that all good stuff. So smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new around here, and of course, don't forget to leave a thought in the live chat down below. Big up, Marlon. Big up. Barely could beat League One Mansfield, but yeah, that it looked that way. But the Arsenal played with a makeshift team, and we played three at the back for the first time in 6 years. Arteta said himself that they literally tried it for 10 minutes in the training, and that was about it. So it was very evident that Arsenal are not used to playing with three at the backs, and maybe that's also one of the main reasons why Arsenal don't use different types of formations anymore, because, well, they are not used to it, and maybe they need more time to adjust to basically rewire themselves to a degree, because playing 5 years in a row just with four at the back and then all of a sudden putting it in a three at the back, definitely not great. The performance was not great, don't get me wrong. It was, well, bad. Let's just put it that way. It was bad, and you had to have some main players like Eze to come on and score a goal. The first goal we scored, it finally came, but it also was a bit of a random luck and everything. But overall, yeah, the pluses and everything, that was great. Max Daumann was fantastic, not gonna lie. After the injury, he looked fantastically well. He was carrying our attack in the early stages throughout the most of the time he was on. And it's shocking that Arteta over the season hasn't actually played him more. Definitely hasn't played him more. Looking at how, for example, Rio played yesterday for Liverpool, and even when he played again, when he came on as a substitute in the league against Wolves for Liverpool, he was something new. He was something fresh, completely different to the usual style you see from Gakpo, Ekitike, and Salah. And it worked like a charm. Like Rio as well for Liverpool yesterday was fantastic. The same today as well. Another 16-year-old comes on the pitch. He starts in Max Daumann, and he basically carries. He absolutely carries. It's just a shame he didn't score, because he had chances to score. Definitely, but he had chances to score, and you could. And there's definitely some very strong arguments to be made that if Daumann played more, our attack would look much better, much more threatening, more direct, more dynamic. There would be a bit more chaos, which is sometimes, when controlled chaos is actually good. It's not actually a bad thing. And looking at the wingers we have had, and that they have not been great, definitely the questions must be raised about all that. Have at 6, but when I say something about this, well, three at the back definitely puts players in definitely different types of positions. Yeah, Max Daumann was very good, very good. Well, yeah, that performance was not great. That definitely didn't do Arsenal in general any favors, but we got the job done, and that's what matters. Like, as I said, it's if Mansfield was a bit more lucky in the first about 20-30 minutes, they could have caused something, because Arsenal were on the ropes to a degree. The panic, the stress, and everything in the box when crosses came in, and what they did, their attack was bullying Mosquera, our defense. It was actually not a pretty watch. Arsenal seldom then scored a goal. Then Salmon, well, you could see that Salmon's also a youngster. Not enough, too weak for pass for Mosquera. Mosquera gets bullied. They score, make it 1-1. It's looking like it's going to be another, like a nail-biter. But in the end, Arsenal managed to score. Eze scores a brilliant goal. And we advance. And that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. At the same time, Gabriel, Saliba, Raya, Gyökeres, all the main guys, they didn't play. They didn't were registered for the game. They stayed in London before the Champions League game during the week against Bayer Leverkusen when we're going to travel to Germany, which is also great. That for me is the best thing about all of this. Yes, we advanced in FA Cup. Oh, phenomenal. Yeah, cool. But for me, the main players that usually don't get rest got rested. Part Timber. Like, why Timber did not get a rest is a bit of an iffy one to me. Obviously, with Trossard getting injured, Hinkapie coming on, we switched from 3 at the back to 4 at the back quite instantly, which at the end of the day meant that Timber is gonna come on at some point. So maybe that's why Timber didn't get enough rest, but Timber at least didn't play a full 90 like he usually does. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much, but the fact that Timber played, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't sit well with me because I would have wanted him to get the Gabriel Saliba treatment where they don't even see the pitch, they don't even travel to Mansfield in general, but it is what it is. I guess at the end of the day, you cannot have everything. Let's just put it that way. You definitely cannot have anything. Yeah, Jadon Dixon played. Like, Jadon Dixon was very good. Yes, it was against Mansfield. Don't get me wrong. It was against Mansfield, but he looks like he could be ones to watch for Arsenal again. Another academy product. Let's see how that defense looks when he actually can play. It will be very, 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 very interesting. Yeah, youngsters always get treated like that. Unfortunately, not always, not with everyone. There are specific managers that don't like youngsters or they just don't utilize youngsters. Like, they are here to win trophies, not to use youngsters. Unfortunately, Arteta doesn't win trophies, and he also doesn't use youngsters. So it's actually very weird because some of these players that we have in the team, you can tell that our youngsters are better. Our youngsters are better to a degree, and they should be getting more minutes. And unfortunately, it's just not the case. Unfortunately, it is just not the case. Yeah, Rio carried. Yeah, Rio carried Liverpool in that game. He carried them in the cup. And he also carried them, not carried them, they lost to Wolves 2-1 in the league. But when he came on, he also carried them there too. Their youngsters for specific teams actually better than most strikers and most forwards. Big up, Alban. Big up, Alban. Hope you're doing well today, bro. Barely beat Mansfield's coming win as per usual. Yeah, but again, it was a makeshift team, random formation and everything. Given the fact that Arteta, I assume... as you can see, 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-3 or whatever the formation was. Arteta basically, I assume, wanted to rest everyone because Saliba, Gabriel, everyone got rested. Hinkapie came on because Trossard got injured. Would he come on if he didn't get injured? Who knows? Same goes for Calafiori. Calafiori got injured, which was not great. When Trossard got injured, now that meant that we are going from 3 at the back to 4 at the back, which I think kind of ruined the rhythm and ruined everything for Arteta's plans. At the same time, Arteta said that we have only trained for 3 at the back only for 10 minutes before this game, so it wasn't all great, let's be real. But overall, I'm happy that most of the players got a rest. One way or another, I'm very, very, very happy that most players got a rest. I'm super happy about that. Because from this point forward, unless we get some very favorable luck somehow in the FA Cup for a draw, I don't see many players getting rested. I absolutely don't. So if we can rest a player, we need to take that chance. Let's just put it that way. I'm good. Just came back. Well, it's 11:30 right now. Let's be real. I came back recently home. And I decided to stream. I told y'all in the post that I will not to in the community tab section, but at the same time, 2 days in a row, I don't think it was too good enough. No. Leverkusen will smack us easily like how... Nah, it won't happen. Like, relax, Marlon. Relax. But Leverkusen will be a tough game, but they won't smack us like that. I think the semi-final is the one we should be scared at. At the same time, you cannot help but wonder this Leverkusen game has all the markings of the Monaco times and Olympiacos and all these teams where we technically should be beating them. On the other hand, we somehow screw it all up and shoot ourselves in the foot, and we always do that. Let's just put it that way. Dauman carried. Yeah. Big up Dr. Seymour. Big up the butt doctor. Big up. Hope you're doing well. Hope the wine is going well with you. This wonderful, well, it's midday, almost past midday, so hopefully going well for you. So I'm learning to rotate and rest players. Am I dreaming? he's not learning to do it. This was the only chance he's gonna have. It was more one of those type of situations by hook or by crook type of things. Basically, at the end of the day, in my opinion, that well, he had to rotate, and before the Champions League especially, and this was the best time to do it. Because think about it, this game when we just played, who we played. Before up until Chelsea, the Chelsea game was the last one where we had a week's rest. Since Chelsea game, we don't have a week's rest anymore. We have to play every 2-3 days. We have league, we have cup, we have Champions League, we have league, and everything. International breaks are coming into play as well right now, again, which means there will be no time for rest. Plus, half of Arsenal's team is going to go to international duty, which means they're going to play mostly there. They have to travel. They will be fatigued, jaded, drained, and everything. And I think Mansfield will be the last team of these so-called lesser teams, no disrespect to them, that Arteta got a chance to rotate. Unless there is big unless, for example, we play Champions League against Bayer Leverkusen and we win like 4-0, right? If we win 4-0 at Leverkusen on during the week, then at home we can rotate, right? We can rotate some positions, take it a bit more easy if we win 4-0. But if it's like a scrappy 2-1, if it's 3-2, 3-1 even, we don't have that big of a room to rotate, and this will be the big thing. Right now, more than ever, we have questioned Arteta's managerial and rotational skills during the season, and in general, over the past 5-6 years, we have questioned it to the maximum extent. And right now, it will be very pivotal how Arsenal are gonna end the season, depending on how Arteta will rotate them. Because right now, with all the injuries and everything, there is no room for error. There is no room for dropping points, and there is no room for experiments, so to speak, where players get played out of position when Arteta tries to test different formations and everything. So it's going to be very interesting, and it could be a very rough watch for certain games, but we will have to grind it out, definitely. We definitely will have to grind it out. Bega, 3:38 p.m. Damn. Damn. Yeah, there is no rest anymore. It's match after match. So this was the last time probably we will have a chance. We will have a chance to rotate anyone. And the fact that Arsenal right now have these injuries again are a bit more piled up. I don't want to say they are piling up, but they are a bit more piled up. It's a big problem for me, especially with everything that is happening. The excruciating extent of the schedule we're gonna have. Losing players, it's gonna be Arsenal's worst enemy, and we have said this for the longest time. If something goes wrong and Arsenal get these injuries, and it could be very sour, very sour. And every player who is available, it's gonna be an asset to this team, given how we basically don't rotate. We play almost the same players all the freaking time. The rotation will be key, but Trossard is now injured. How long is he going to be out for? Who knows? Calafiori got injured. How long is he going to be out for? Who knows? Not to mention the usuals, Ben White, Odegaard, and everyone who already we have injured. It feels like many players are edging towards, are in the red zone pretty much, or being on the brink of getting into the red zone, where any given game, tackle, shot, some wrong twist of a leg or something is gonna be on the edge of them getting injured. Especially the players that usually play with no substitutions, like Timber, with Ben White not being there, right? Zubimendi, Declan Rice. Those players have zero rest. Saka plays, even though he drops stinkers, he gets no rest. Like, these players get literally zero rest, and it could be a problem. Definitely. It could be a problem. And the fact that we are in this position where we all question the mentality of the team, whether they're going to win it or not and everything, do they have it what it takes? We need to question as well how fit the players are. Because if you play in the playoffs, if you watch NBA, NHL, or you have been in the playoffs, right? Once you get into the playoffs, Certain injuries you genuinely tend to overlook. You just think, I'm going to play on injections, painkillers, and we're going to get it over the line, and I'm going to deal with that, with minor ones, right? Timber did that last year against PSG. We all know the stories, right? But right now, we are in the playoffs where every game, every point, every second counts. And at this stage, it has come to a point where players themselves will try to maybe hide some issues, right? Maybe the medical staff as well will talk to the players, the managers. They will try to hide some issues. But we cannot afford to do that, because even though we hide these issues, at the end of the day, it could end up costing us big time long term. Plus, it could cost some players, I don't want to say their careers, but definitely it can shorten them to a very, very big extent. Exactly. Can't keep overplaying. Exactly. He can't. And that is the issue. This has been the issue throughout the course of the season, all the seasons. Because think about it. We were 3-0 up against Preston last season, and Arteta keeps playing Saka for full 90. We beat PSV 7-1. 7-1 in Eindhoven. We come to the Emirates, Gabriel plays about 70, 80 minutes. Why? Rice plays full 90 when we are 4-0 up. Why? Because for me personally, they add up. Yes, you take them 20 minutes earlier there, 30 minutes there, 40 minutes there. At the end of the day, it adds up. You take him 2-3 times off, it adds up to 90 minutes. That's one high-intensity game less overall you have played cumulatively, which means more time to regenerate, more time to recuperate, more time to recharge mentally and physically, and less of a chance you're going to get injured. But with Arsenal, obviously, and Arteta, it doesn't work like that. Everyone's on the red zone. They are knackered. They are there or close to that, and that's the biggest worry. Yeah, Calafiori is injured again. Sell him. He wants to leave anyways. Sell him right now. Sell him right now. I don't give a damn. Seriously. Big up BBK Sports. Big up at Taron. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's fine with you. Hopefully you are excited that Arsenal beat Mansfield in the FA Cup. Hopefully we see some more of that. Obviously, Trossard and Calafiori's injuries are not great. Max Daumann looked fantastic. Hopefully he gets some more minutes. But this cannot continue. Let's just put it that way. At some point, something needs to give. Something needs to give. Need to sack the medical staff. I'm not so sure it's just the medical staff, though. Because obviously there have been years and decades even of this what's-its-face rumors that the training pitch where Arsenal train at is too tough because it's been built on a car park. So it's too tough, concrete, everything. It puts extra strain on muscles, ligaments, and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, you pay the ultimate price. England have trained there back in the day, and they have said it is too tough, and they have asked to train somewhere else. It's not a made-up story. It's a fact. It's some in Arsenal's part of history and England's part of history, right? But it's on both of them, because at the end of the day, medical staff can give their yes and no for the player to play, right? But at the same time, you cannot help but wonder, is it medical staff, is it Arteta, or is it both? Because both of the sides cannot be right. Because if medical staff says the player cannot play, Arteta says he can play anyways. Or the medical staff says the player can play and Arteta just doesn't play them. There is something to it. Something is not adding up. Because it's not a surprise that certain players that have left Arsenal or are still at Arsenal have given slight indications or have said openly that they have said that they are injured, they feel pain, yet they still get played without any disregard to their health. Any regard to their health. We have seen Arteta push Partey back onto the pitch when he's injured. Same with Tierney and all these men. We have seen Ben White play 3 months of necessity with a surgery. He keeps playing them. Saka barely can walk. He keeps playing on pain injections. We have seen it all the time. Like there could be some miscommunication between somewhere there. Definitely. He plays the same thing. Yeah. Odegaard and Calafiori both want to go, so be it, yeah. If Calafiori has said he wants to return to Italy, let him. Send him right now. Don't care. Send him on a pizza. Send him in a plane, send him in a helicopter, aeroplane, air glider, frisbee for all I care. Send him back to Italy. Roma, someone is going to take him. Just send him. Don't care. Odegaard as well. You cannot handle it? Peace out, nerd. Arsenal yesterday, or the day before yesterday, by the way, released a documentary about Odegaard being the captain of Arsenal. Seriously. Arsenal released a goddamn documentary of Odegaard being the captain. I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna lie. But there is something like the PR must PR, I guess, at the end of the day. The PR must PR. Makes you wonder what's happening behind the scenes for them to want to leave. Well, might be the pressure. Don't take it out on the medical staff. It's not our fault. We are overworked and underpaid. Hey, the penitentiary must move. Maybe you need some Arteta PR for that work. Big up, yes, big up, Chelsea. Big up, big up, big up. I see you struggling against Wrexham as well. I see you struggling against Wrexham as well in the cup. It was not pretty, to say the least. It definitely was not pretty. Big up, Yessa. Go subscribe to Yessa, people. He's a Chelsea fan. Go show him some love. Won't be surprised if Eze starts playing left wing. If that happens, might as well just send everyone to the bins already. Like, with Trossard getting injured, depending on the extent of this injury, means Martinelli is the main left winger, right? No, thanks. No, thanks. I much rather have Win the Dog, Leah Williamson, our center back from women's team left wing, AirPod Albert as the left wing. For all I care, Gunnosaurus as our left wing. No, thanks. In Champions League, Martinelli can play. He does well there. He can play there. In Premier League, no thanks. And that most likely. Left wing is going to be Eze or Havertz. We have seen Havertz on the left wing. Would not be surprised if he plays there again. But yeah, I really hope Madueke doesn't play there. Maybe Dauman can play on the left wing. Maybe he can get a shot there. Who knows? Big up the football rig. Big up, big up, big up. Training routines are aggressive since the majority of injuries are muscular. Yeah, 100%. Like, some of our injuries have happened in warm-ups. What the hell are you doing in the warm-ups to get injured, first case? Second of all, some of our injuries have happened in, well, Dubai. In fair weather light training, somehow someone does an ACL. How? Seriously, did he sneeze too hard and twisted his knee at the same time whilst getting out of bed for that to happen? Did he slip on an ice cube whilst adding some ice to his margarita? I don't know. But how does that even happen? Big up the football rig. Big up, bro. Hope you're doing well today. Hopefully you're happy with Arsenal's win. This guy, yeah. Rice can barely walk. Yeah, Rice is something unique. Rice feels genuinely beat after 50, 60 minutes. He looks like he couldn't pass wind anymore. When we get a corner, he just stands there and just already is half out of breath. Rice is also close on the red zone, and it feels like he's playing with a carry-on injury, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised as well, because something doesn't feel right about him. Yeah, send Calafiori in a pizza, on a pizza, don't care, on a spaghetti for all I care. What? I don't care. Boiled, washed, cooked, barbecue, don't care. Send him straight back to Italy. Yeah, with Odegaard, yeah, it's peace out, nerd. It's because Odegaard has his Odegaard level on VR training. Big up, Abdul. Big up, Abdul. Hope you're doing well today, brother. Big up, Roy. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Now the FA Cup gets serious, yeah. Depending on who we get, obviously. Might be Chelsea, might be City. Well, depending on if City win today, but I expect City winning today, don't gonna lie. But who we gonna get in FA Cup, I have literally zero idea. Genuinely. Who scored? Savinho scored and Barnes scored. I think City is gonna do them in City gonna do Newcastle in second half. Yeah, they're gonna run them over. I genuinely believe so. It's history of Arsenal, though, either by injury-prone players or by players with no injury history but get injured at Arsenal. Yeah, exactly. Prime example in this specific one, obviously, Kim Kallstrom getting broken back, Calafiori, and all these guys. Players with no injury history. Prime example, Thomas Partey. He played for about, 8-9 years for Atletico Madrid under Diego Simeone. Yes, under Diego Simeone, and had one injury or two injuries, and those were a minor few day injuries. Comes to Arsenal, first 3 years, literally you could name the London hospital Partey's hospital. That's what this was all about. Like, that also makes no sense. Because these guys get no rest. Yeah. Hopefully that dispel narrative and that I'm toxic and negative with such an agenda. Hey, we all know that Dr. Seymour has an agenda on Arteta, on the club. He wishes he would work for Arsenal's medical staff and he could do some business there. The penitentiary is open for business. Saw his face when Doman was playing. Yeah, it's like 50-50. Jaden Dixon looked somewhat decent. Yes, I know it's only Mansfield and all this stuff, but definitely we will see. We're lucky to even have players still being able to cope and play. Squad is actually paper thin. Exactly. Squad on paper looks big, right? Looks big. But there's a big difference in squad depth and quality depth. Big, massive difference. And Arsenal, unfortunately, 100% don't have either. They have technically depth, but it's not really quality depth. But they have big depth, and it's actually quality depth, depending on which player we are talking about. It's like 50-50 from the both sides, unfortunately. And it is costing us because somehow, still to this day, the drop-off from starting 11 to the bench players in specific positions is as big as the Grand Canyon. And that should not be at this case after 7 years, 1 billion spent at a club like Arsenal. That should genuinely not be the case. Let's just put it that way. Let's be real, people. That 100% should not be the case. Just saying like that. Yeah, you know it. You know it, doctor. You know it. You wanna be there. What's happening with Trossard? I want to check. I'm just checking about Trossard's injury. On Trossard and Calafiori, what Arteta said. Both of them, they had niggles and little knocks, basically. They were uncomfortable to continue, and they knew that this could be a possibility, especially in the conditions they were playing today, so we had to take them off. Conditions playing today. All these goddamn prima donnas used to playing on marshmallow, real pitches, driving their luxury Moskviches and everything. Like, come on, man. This football we saw, the pitch at Mansfield and everything, was proper one. That's the pitches I grew up. I played football on concrete, on sand, literally on a pitch where in the middle of the pitch, you had some actual brick boulders being dug under, and if you slid a bit wrong and you dug in yourself into the ground, you could break your foot. These days, players have to play on marshmallows. They are wrapped in bubble wrap, and as soon as they get to a bit tougher pitch, a bit harder one, they don't know what it's all about because everyone gets put into academy instantly. Like most of the footballers these days, the young ones, very rarely who knows what it's like to play football in the streets. And these marshmallows are just ugh. On Rice, Gabriel, and Zubimendi, well, they had issues and they've been carrying issues. Oh, here we go. Arteta confirms that Rice, Gabriel, and Zubimendi all have been injured. Here we go. The amount of games that we are playing is obviously super demanding. Now, the rotation, the lack of rotation, more specifically, is the issue, not the amount of games in this case. You cannot spin the narrative that you have the best squad, best depth, best looking manager in the league, but when shit hits the fan, all of a sudden, it's the demanding schedule. No. It's the lack of your goddamn player management and player rotations. Say it as it is. Don't be such a hypocrite. And the same applies to these top gunners who were screaming with the best dev, best everything. Yet they didn't say anything. They don't say anything right now. Now they start to complain about the amount of games once again. It was the only time to try to make sure that we can clean those issues, and they're having to start next sequence, talking like it's building, I don't know, something like a nuclear plant or something, of 2 weeks before the break. It's best possible way. We had to make those decisions. By the way, it's been reported by Tom Canton media people, so if you know, you know. Imagine getting injured versus Mansfield. Yeah, well, that's Arsenal in a nutshell. We get injured against Mansfield. I know it happens in football, but come on. Well, to be honest, injuries can strike at any given time. Like, it can strike anyone at any given time. There are football players who basically have broken a toe whilst at home, just going to the toilet and just yeeting the leg into the leg of a table. Like, it has happened. It's not unusual, but it's very rarely when that happens. But yeah. No Trossard, no cauliflower, no rice. It could get gruesome real quick if this keeps up. Definitely, this could get. Anush could have been done more than Jesus in 30 minutes. Well, Anush, we'll see. So depending on Trossard's injury, we only have Martinelli at left wing. Yeah, depending on Trossard's injury, we only have Martinelli. Technically speaking, Madueke has played there, Havertz has played there, and Eze has played there. Technically speaking, we have left wingers. And as we all know, Mikel Arteta loves an internal solution. Remember that catchphrase from the last year's January. I think this will be one of those once again. One of those once again. Here we go with the narcissism. His lack of rotation has... Exactly. The lack of rotation is causing this. Not the demanding schedule or anything like that. Come on, man. Come on, man. Dan. To a degree, he is. Arteta needs to stop making... Arteta says one thing one day, he says another thing the other day. You can ask him the same question 2-3 times, he will give you 2-3 different answers. And it's never also gonna be a straight answer as well. He is gonna beat around the bush. He will say some bigger words, so to speak, like he has said here. For example, he says these little random words like sequence and everything, and this is usually the times when someone wants to sound smarter than he usually is and to divert the attention away from the issue at hand or the question that has been asked, just to basically rub something in the eye so people just forget about it. And it always happens like that. It always happens like that. And of course, this was by this guy. Well, but it is what it is. It is what it is at the end of the day, people. It is what it is. Don't worry. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It is Arsenal. Yeah. Well, light bulb. There are always some unique phrases or words that Arteta comes out with, and it definitely diverts attention from the issues and everything that gets used. What do you see? To be honest, Gyökeres can play a left wing, yeah. Well, he can play left wing. Technically speaking, he does. He dives in from the left, and no, Gyökeres doesn't play left wing. He inverts from the left wing inside like Thierry Henry used to. But it's also not the same. It's definitely not the same. Big up, Rashid. Big up, Rashid. Hope you're doing well today. Hope everything's fine with you this beautiful day. Hopefully you're excited about this glorious performance, this exhilarating football we saw against Mansfield. And people, go subscribe to Rashid. Again, thank you for having me on your channel a few days ago. It was a pleasure to being there. Thank you so much. But yeah, people, go subscribe to Rashid. Show him some love. Top guy, top content, top panel shows. Definitely go show him some appreciation, people, as well. Share the love. Share the wealth. Do you see the duck or the rabbit? Yeah. Is it a rock or is it a rabbit? What do you see, guys? What do you see, guys? Give me Norwich in the quarterfinals. You think we can manage that? Like, if we get Norwich, there would be another chance to rotate, right? When is the draw? When is the FA Cup draw? When is the FA Cup quarterfinal draw? Serious talk. Anyone know when the quarterfinal draw is? Draw is Monday. I see. The draw is Monday. Interesting. Wonder who we're gonna get. Wonder who we could get. Knowing our luck, we're gonna get most likely Chelsea, Man City. It's gonna be another one of those times. Can you imagine if we get City also in FA Cup? It would mean that within a span of about a week or two, we will play Man City 3 times. Can you imagine the scenes playing Man City 3 times in 2 weeks? Seriously. Well, in a month, technically speaking. We would play them in Carabao Cup final, in the League and FA Cup. Can you imagine the scenes that could happen there? That would be either one of those. There would be one of those best games, or it would be one of the most stinky fests you could ever imagine. Yes, City scores. I expected that. Marmoush makes it 1-0. I fully expect that. Against Norwich, by the way, when the draw is on Monday, if we would get Norwich, just putting it out there, right? We can rotate, saying that Norwich is nothing to sneeze at. By the way, Marlon, don't forget, Kai Havertz has played left back for Nagelsmann and Germany. So if we see actually him at left back, don't be surprised. But yeah, anyone knows anything about the injuries, by the way? Are there any updates? Because besides having little Nugs getting forcefully subbed off and all this stuff, I haven't seen anything too much. Obviously, looking at these instances where we have these, like, wait, let me check this. Calafiori, how much he has been injured at Arsenal? Because I genuinely believe it is a shit ton of times. We paid 45 goddamn million pounds for basically a hospital. Holy crap. Yeah. 45 million pounds for this. We have paid 45 million pounds for another Tomiyasu, so to speak, obviously. He has been here for 2 years. Well, not even 2 years right now, but he has been here for 2 years. He was injured 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times last year. Last season alone, he was injured 6 times. And people had issues, and they were screaming, oh, but Tierney's injury prone, why would you keep him? Ironically enough, factually speaking, Tierney was less injured at this club than Zinchenko, Thomas Partey, Tomiyasu, and Gabriel Jesus, right? And people wanted Tierney out, by the way. Even though we don't have an actual left back in the team, he was the best left back we've had since Nacho Monreal at left back, by the way. Let's just put it that way. And Tierney had proper defensive skills. He could defend as center back as well in 3 at the back. He had a hell of a cross on him, very decent shot on him, and he was a proper batsman. We have now this spaghetti noodle at left back with some cauliflower on top, who glides across the pitch like a wild stallion, looking for some wild carrots on the pitch randomly, who cannot defend. He got rinsed about 4 or 5 times today by Mansfield players. Let that sink in. Mansfield players. He's injured once again, and he has openly said that he would not mind leaving Arsenal and go back to Italy. And we bought him 2 seasons ago, let's be real, 2 years ago for 45 million. Money well spent, people. Money well spent. This is where Arsenal's fan money and TV revenue money and everything goes to. This is just fantastic. Fantastic. He literally just came back. He came back about a few weeks ago, and now he's injured once again. It's not looking great, is it? It's not looking great. And even if you look at this, Calafiori missed 29 games last year. He was so-called our main left back. He missed 29 games last year. 29. And I'm not talking about Havertz, people. 29. We got to semifinals in 2 semifinals. We got out in the 4th round, 38, 46, 46, 47, 48, 49. We played about 58 to 60 games last year. So Calafiori was not available for half of those games. Half. Is that your main left back? Is that the guy you're basically relying on to get you over the line? Or did you buy him just for the shiny jawline and the smooth eyes that reflect the light when camera shines on him so he can model your underwear? Why? Serious talk. Why? Exactly. Like, it's actually insane. £45 million for a player who spends his time mostly at hospitals. By the way, remember I mentioned Partey, right? Thomas Partey, right? Injury history. Look at this. Where is it? So, he signed for Arsenal in 2021. Look at this. Thomas Partey, in his career, he played 6-7 years for Diego Simeone at Atletico Madrid. And we all know how grinding of a game under Diego Simeone is, right? He missed 6 games over 6 years at Atletico Madrid. 6 years, 6 games. He joined Arsenal, people. He joined Arsenal, and this is all he missed. 35, 41, 42, 75 games he missed. First season he joins, he misses 19. Next season, 17. This is the 22-23 season when we were 8 points clear. As you can see, he missed only 6 games. After that, he misses the whole season pretty much. Make it make sense. He was pretty much so injury-free before he joined Arsenal. It was actually insane. Since he joined Arsenal, he basically became the poster child for the local hospital. How does that even work? Check how many times Calafiori was injured in hospital than Ousmane Dembele. I bet Kala beats it. Ousmane Dembele, you want to see? Let's check Ousmane Dembele. How many times he has been injured? Not Dembele. Cannot spell. Ousmane Dembele. How many times he has been injured in his career? Injury history. It could be a long one, not gonna lie. Oh, no, he gets injured quite a bit. But, wait. See, he gets injured quite a bit. But Calafiori has been playing football, what, for 6 years? Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's more or less the same. It's not even the same. Because Dembele gets injured once a season. Well, not once a season, but he misses 9, 3, 5, 19. Calafiori misses instantly about 15, 20 games. It's actually quite nuts. Dembele is... Wait. Let's look at this, because this is the main talking point. Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney, lad. Here we go. He missed 18 games, 20, 33, 33 plus 36. He missed 36, 61, 61. Technically, including Scotland, right? 61. 75 games he missed in span of what? 1, 2, 3, 4 years. 4 years, 71 games. 4 years, 71 games. Seriously, 4 years, 71 games. Calafiori in 2 years for Arsenal has missed, holy crap, 9, 13, 16, 26, 29, plus 11, 40 games. And this season is not even over. He has missed more than half of the games that Tierney missed over 5 years. And people wanted this guy out. People actually wanted Tierney out because he was always injured. How does that make any sense? Serious talk. How does that make any sense? Makes literally zero sense, to be honest, if you ask me. More model shoots than actually playing. It feels that way. The Italian Stallion. I'm looking for some AI Hospital Calafiori memes soon. Be back. Basically, that's what it is. And I just, it's so weird. It genuinely is so weird looking at Arsenal, the injuries, how they pile up from where they come from, because it makes zero sense how we get injured sometimes. Literally. Oh, he got injured in warm-up. Calafiori and who else got injured? Saliba got injured in the warm-up, played through that injury, got hooked off and everything. And the worst part is Arteta knows that he is injured and he persists in continuing to play that guy. Saliba got injured before Liverpool game. He starts Saliba still against Liverpool. Saliba gets injured against Chelsea. He keeps Saliba on the pitch to play full 90 against Chelsea. And always like that. No protection on the players whatsoever. This is who we didn't sign an actual left back for, who Skelly is on the bench for. Basically, yeah, exactly. And Skelly is not even a left back. He's a midfielder. We all know that. We all been saying that for months and months. Let's be real. Skelly didn't play today. He had a suspension, right? But at the moment, looking at that, De Merino, well, sounds like, I don't know, like an injury, like an illness or a medicine, De Merino. Cures your, I don't know, headaches and migraines, De Merino. But you get what I mean, people. Skelly is the only cover you have for that number 8 spot, technically speaking. But Arteta doesn't see Skelly as a midfielder. He only sees him as a left back. And that is the other big issue. We have no cover for Declan Rice. If he goes down, it's done. It is done. You might as well wave everyone goodbye and sail into the sunset. Not even on a cruise ship, a yacht, a swimming boat, literally on a raft. And not in a good raft, by the way. In some wooden old 60 years old raft made from, I don't even know, from newspapers. He can't play left back. Nobody cares. 16 years old. That's the biggest issue. 16 years old. 17 years old. That is the biggest issue right here, right now. Those players have not played in the team. They have not played as a left back for this club. They don't know what it takes, how it looks like. They have not been with this. And we are already on a very shaky ground in terms of Arsenal's senior players, who we don't know, are they in the right mindset or not? They cannot get it over the line. Maybe this could be the first year and all this stuff. We cannot drop all this pressure on the 16-year-olds who literally have not even pet win the dog when entering the Emirates. They haven't even petted our dog. We cannot do that to them. That would be a sheer utter self-destruction. Because, yes, I am all for playing the youngsters. But in these situations where basically it is do or die type of situation, putting in someone who doesn't know what is happening, it's more of a basically waving the white flag around and saying, we surrender. Here you go, City. Here's your title in all the places, basically. That also doesn't fly. Let's just put it that way. Just put Havertz at left back at this point. Well, if we had Nagelsmann as our coach, maybe we actually would do that. He plays left back for Germany. God knows why, but he does. Definitely, God knows why, but he does. Even though I watched some speculation, Schlotterbeck, who is leaving Borussia Dortmund this summer, most likely, might be going to Real Madrid. He's going to play left back for Germany in the World Cup. Schlotterbeck as a left back, for me as well, that does not seem like a good solution in general. But hey, I'm not Nagelsmann. What do I know? He can defend better than Calafiori. One game against Mansfield is not showing. We have seen Calafiori getting rinsed everywhere, so it's a bit different. I say go 3-4-2-1, left center back Hincapie, center back Gabriel, right center back Saliba. 3 at the back suits the squad. It does. At the same time, who will be your wing backs? Who is going to be left mid and right mid in this sequence for you? Who will be left mid and right mid? Because Saka is dead. He cannot run all the time. Martinelli as a left mid, maybe it could work. Unless you play Timber as a right wing back, right mid. And then you have to put like Martinelli on the left mid, left wing type. Although Martinelli is going to get rinsed on defense to a degree. It's also not going to work. We have certain areas that we are good for 3 at the back, but we have also areas where we don't have enough players, good enough players to do those roles. We don't have a DeMarco type of player, let's just put it that way. You see, Martinelli left mid, Timber right mid. I get the point, but if you look at Martinelli and if you look at Timber in this 3 at the back, each one lacks what the other one doesn't. Because Timber defensively would be good. Going forwards, he would be a liability. Martinelli defensively would be a liability despite him working hard. Going forwards, he would actually be somewhat decent. Left attacking mid Eze, right attacking mid Saka. That I could actually see. That actually I can see with working, and Gyökeres up top, definitely. I definitely see that. But there is one big thing about 3 at the back and Arsenal. And to be honest, not at Arsenal, even just Premier League in general. 3 at the back does not translate in Premier League. Because teams that play 3 at the back get done over relatively with ease, ironically enough. The last time someone won the Premier League was Chelsea with 3 at the back, if I'm not mistaken. And after that, everyone uses 4 at the back. 3 at the back is not going to work in the league. In cups, yes. In league, no chance in hell. No chance in hell. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, you see, 3 at the back brought Arteta trophy, a FA Cup. 3 at the back works in cup competitions. In one-off game, 3 at the back can literally solve all world's problems that you have. In the league, over the course of 38 games, where you need persistence, consistency, and different types of dynamics into the team, 3 at the back, at least in Premier League, does not translate that good. Look at the last, let's just say, 5 managers who have played 3 at the back in Premier League. It's not a great track record, especially looking at the latest one, who was Ruben Scammeren. Let's be real. Big up Animal Shorts. We are so lucky to win this game. We ain't winning anything playing like this. Yeah, and I get it. But again, you have to remember, makeshift team, makeshift formation, nothing was actually properly done. Like, that is the thing. As much as I hate that we looked, well, shocking, let's just put it that way. Salmon started, I was super happy about that. Dalman started, I was super happy about that. I was super pissed off that Trossard Calafiori got injured. But pretty much none of the main guys started. And that, I think, absolutely was the reason why we were so poor. Because in the first 20-30 minutes, Mansfield could have scored a few. If they were lucky enough, they could have scored. And if they did that, we could have been done and dusted. I don't think we come back from 3-0. Maybe we would, maybe we don't. But Arteta didn't have nobody on the bench, proper one, besides Eze and maybe Martinelli. And I'm super happy we rested, obviously, Gabriel, Saliba, Zubimendi, and all these players at the same time. You know, if you know, you know. Timber played and other players played and didn't want to play. Big up here. Big up here. Hope you're doing well. 3-1. What a goal by Marmoush. Big up Marmoush. 2 goals for City. 3-1 up. We move. We move. We move. We move. Nunez, Doku. Wait. I want to see this. I just want to see this. Marseille beating Toulouse. Obviously, Greenwood scored from Paixão's assist. Interesting. Vanieri again is on the bench, for now at least. Goalkeeper Raya, center back Saliba, left center back Muscat, center back Hinkapie, left mid right mid Simba, Zubmendi Rice, that's the right side mid Saka. I know what you mean. This could definitely work, but in cups, if we would play like that, it would work in cups, in one-off games where we can figure out specific tactics, specific systems, and specific dynamics to basically nullify certain strengths of the opposing side and to utilize their weaknesses. In the league, we cannot afford to do that. We would not have the room for being as dynamic, and we would get figured out really, really, really quickly. And I don't think that could work. Hinkapie as well, he is more defensive than attacking. And offensively, as much as it could work in certain instances, he lacks many things to be a proper left wing back. If we had Tierney on that left mid and 3 at the back, I would feel more confident because we would maybe lose a tiny bit defensively, but we would gain insane amounts in the attack. Let's just put it that way, with the crossing and abilities to attack from Tierney. Yeah, I still think we would get cooked long term. Yes, definitely. Hinkapie doing a Marcos Alonso. Definitely no thanks then. Yes, but that team Relegation League 1 will still have to qualify to 24. Wait, yes, but that team Relegation League 1 will still have quality to. They'll wait. I don't get it. Yes, but that team Relegation League 1, we will still have quality to win. We should have the quality, yes. And this is the big point. This just shows how the depth is going or not going for us. How good of a quality is our depth. It just shows how lackluster and how discombobulated we were during the game. It also shows how rusty our players were, because most of the players, 8 changes I think it was, they were not into the game. You could see that they hadn't played for a while. And that is the biggest issue with the lack of rotation that Mikel Arteta will have to suffer. Since he doesn't rotate, he uses pretty much the same 11 with 3-4, the same subs. Those players are going to be on it because they get actually somewhat consistent game time. Rest of them, very, very sporadically. And when their name is going to be called upon, they will have to deliver instantly. And will they be ready for that? Not so sure. Not so sure. Obviously, depends, but yeah. Big up Ozzy Big up Ozzy Hope you're doing well today, brother. Christian from TV came out after the Brighton win and said when Arteta wins the title will be better than the 98 double wins under Wenger. Well, he's an idiot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not disrespectful on this channel. I never call anyone names like very rudely. But sorry, but he's an idiot. Let's just put it that way. I don't know, just trying to find. I know. We all have this. We have all had these discussions. I even have videos on this channel about Arsenal potentially playing 3 at the back. And I made them like a year ago, something like that. And it is one of those videos that gets quite a bit of views because that's different perspective, looking at the team and looking at the dynamics of the team. And obviously, we have not seen 3 at the back since we won the FA Cup, and we're not gonna see as well. Ironically enough, it's all today we saw for 10 minutes until Trossard got injured. Well, we would get, yeah, we would. Yeah, Arteta wants to invert that as well. Like, need to take that into context. Every time we lose the ball in attack, we would have to make everybody drop back, and that would give them fatigue. Yes. That's how 5 at the back works. The 3 at the back technically is actually a 5 at the back. And players will have to drop back. And there will be then no difference between the 5 at the back we would play and the 5 and the 10 at the back we're playing right now when we all drop back. It would be the same thing, just different shape and maybe different spaces would be occupied. That would work with, yeah. 4-3-2-1, what Glazner plays. It would be interesting to see how that would work out. Let's just say 4-3-2-1. So Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hinkapie, Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, Zubimendi, Rice. Yeah, Eze or Skelly, actually. Let's just say Eze, Saka, Madueke, or Saka, Trossard in the 2 10s. Yeah, Saka, Trossard in 2 10s, and Gyökeres up top. Definitely. That could work something. Something like that definitely would work. 100% we could figure out something like that. But Christmas tree formation, basically, yeah. Christmas tree formation would be interesting. Definitely. Just same as 4-1-2-1-2 diamond and stuff like that. I would have even take Arteta at Spurs. Hey. You see this? Aussie Ange wants Arteta at Spurs. Clip this up right now. Oh, never mind. He said he wouldn't. Somebody misspoke, I guess. Whoopsie. Yeah, I think Skelly as a left 8 in the 4-3-2-1 would be actually quite useful in that regard. Would be great. But Arsenal advance in FA Cup, which is very fantastic. Wasn't great performance and everything, but we got the job done. That's what counts. That's what matters. Hopefully everything will go otherwise according to plan. But yeah, for today, I think I cannot speak actually. What I think, I don't even know what I think. For today, yeah, for today I think I'm gonna be signing off. So people, if you haven't already, do me the favor, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. Hopefully you had a great time. See you all soon, and I'm gonna redirect you to Lee React. Lee is doing a watch long for Newcastle versus Man City, so enjoy that stream too. Peace.